Herbivore. Hello, how are we doing? Welcome one and all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, bears and cats and dogs. Wagwan. Dan, you are first. Oh, god damn, you win the internet for today. Robert Pacino second. He's great also. Ev Veg, can't stay but keep up with the great work. Thank you. Lorraine Edie's in the house. Welcome. Angry Vegan. Michael Askew, Herbivore Army Assemble. You know it. You know it. Richard Benham is here. Johnny Mayon, Jack the Gamer, Vegan Realist, all the usual crew. Saban Shah, you don't sound familiar to my mind. I mean, you know, I may not have had my B12 today and I may have forgotten, but if you're new, do introduce yourself. Who are you? Where are you? How's the vegan scene where you are? And how are you doing? And thanks for joining. Martin Simonson, a dyslexic man walked into a bra. I don't blame him. Nothing wrong with a bit of motorboating. Is that the phrase? Timo, feels like you are live every time I check out YouTube. Good stuff. Yeah, I've been trying to do 3 hours a day as often as possible. I think it will just stand me in good stead for our new business, which I'm not allowed to ever talk about, and which frustrates the hell out of me because it's so exciting. So sorry about that. Sarah Foy's in the house. Benny Green, my IRL friend. Eliza the Vegan, check out her channel. Joe Terose and the Hizzy. Ovs. Dragon Fist. Is sitting down at your computer bad for health? Yep, it's horrible. Is it better to stand up for better circulation? It's better. It's not optimal. Ideal would be like a walking desk, like a like a treadmill or something. Yeah, the problem with sitting is that your blood pools in your legs. The circulation is not so good as you alluded to. I really should get I would like to get a standing to sitting desk. I was meant to be getting sent one. Some company approached me and said, would you like one? Like, you can like bring it up where it's going to be like electronic, like so you can raise and lower it. But don't know if the COVID thing scuppered stuff and they just didn't bother to tell me. People really pee me off. I get loads of inquiries for people wanting me to promote stuff. There's a lot of scams at the minute, by the way. If you're a YouTuber, watch out for scams. Luckily, I can just see them a mile off. But yeah, a lot of people get in touch and say they want to do stuff, and then they just go quiet. And I think, well, you could have just said, "Oh, sorry, like we're spent on budget or whatever." Yeah, it just irritates me to have to even get back to people, let alone if they're wasted my time. I got shit to do. I've got a world to save. I've got animals and health to save. I've got time for that nonsense. Nikki, not sticking around, but much love all. I really appreciate you, Nikki Espinoza. That's a cool name. Joe Taro, what time does the stream normally start? As soon as I've finished my massive plant-based dump is the answer to that one, I'm afraid. And they are epic. Angry Vegan, just answer the song in the meantime. Exactly, just amuse yourselves. Good old Vegan Mooncat's here. Subscribe to him. He's great stuff. He's been helping me out with my remote control Wi-Fi this camera. It's a prototype. These aren't available in the shops yet. It's got motion control. It's got like night vision, so I can spy on Cowboy and speak to her via a two-way comlink thing. How cool is that? So having so much difficulty hooking it up to the Wi-Fi though. It just took, I know it seemed to take all bloody day. It probably wasn't all day, but it just seemed like it. The things I do for free stuff, I don't know. They should be paying me to have it. Oh, I forgot how you pronounce this name. Oh, how do I pronounce that? It's a lovely name. Aoife. I'll leave that up in case I forget it again in a minute. Aoife Sheehan. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining, Aoife. How's it going? Benjamin Codbod and the Hizzy. Michael Enns. Hey, yo. Oh, hey, ho. Dragon Fist. That's nothing. Nathan, thoughts on the use of BPC 157/peptides in sports as it's common in MMA? I've got no clue about it. Is that some kind of performance enhancing drug? If so, I mean, yeah, I did used to do stupidly loads of steroids years ago. That was really before a lot of these fancy peptides came out, so I don't even know anything about them, I'm afraid. But my thoughts are on that sort of thing in general. Just don't do it. Like, there's going to be downsides. It's not worth it. It's all like ego and BS. And you don't want to shorten your life, you know. Eagles and cycling in the house. Good to see you, John Doe. What up? Jack. Oh, I've already said hello to him. Dan, I'm excited to see what the new business is. Sounds exciting. Yeah, it's the most exciting thing I've ever seen, in all honesty, this new little project. But not allowed to say a goddamn thing. John, I'm having a post-workout meal. Bean burritos followed by a massive smoothie. Highly recommended. Yeah, it's good to get your solid food in first and then wash it down with a smoothie. Seems to fill up all the gaps in between the food or something. Probably don't really work like that, but that's how I imagine it. Dom Dowd, where can I get vegan cat food in the UK? Benevo is about the best choice. Benevo, and their one is complete, so it's pH balanced. It's got all the nutrients they need, just from plants instead of dead animals. So Relly's back watching Sturge's videos, and he said garlic is extremely toxic. I should be dead. There you go. Michael asks you, can you drop subtle hints to us what your new business is? All I can say is it'll be the greatest thing ever to happen to veganism, in my view. That's all I can really say for now. Stains in the house. Jack the Gamer, is it a good idea to drink carrot juice daily for vitamin A? No, you're going to be getting some free sugars there, and that is the leading dietary contributor, supposedly, according to the data, to Alzheimer's disease. So yeah, I wouldn't be. You don't need a whole lot of the carotenoids. There's 600 different carotenoids. As long as you're eating like just a small amount of yellow, orange, red coloured produce, you're probably going to more than smash your vitamin A requirements. What you want is, for a female 700, for a male 900. Is it micrograms? Let me just look on chronometer. Yeah, micrograms. 700 micrograms, 900 micrograms, so male and female, of retinol activity equivalent. That's what you're after. So here I've written, I'll show you. I must remember to turn this music off though, because it goes super loud if not. Full screen capture. Oh, so we're there, aren't we? So here's a nutrition plan I wrote for a lady with a mirror. Is that my chair? What is that? Oh, it's this chair. Get out of it. This is a plan I wrote for a lady. It's a really small amount of calories, 1750. So it's for an average female trying to lose body weight. until you can see there's oats, soya milk, berries, dates, flax seeds, chia seeds, kidney beans, kale, sweet potato, red and yellow peppers, sunflower seeds, lentils, quinoa, tomatoes, spinach, onion, mushrooms, Brazil nuts. Fairly small quantities because we're only doing 1750 calories. Retinol activity equivalent 3,594 micrograms. So that is 7, 14, 28, 30. It's about just over 5 times her retinol activity equivalent needs. Just over 7 times. So what have we really got? Oh, if you hover over retinol activity equivalent on chronometer, it tells you the biggest contributors. So the lion's share came from the sweet potatoes, probably about 150 grams is all. And so that was several times the RDA. Can you see? There's no need to worry. If you're eating half healthfully, spinach, kale. Oh yeah, so it's in greens as well. You know when leaves in the autumn time, during the fall, they go from green to like sort of orange and red and all, you know, or sort of yellow, all kind of different autumnal like colours. So those pigments are already there in the leaves. It's just that there's so much more green chlorophyll that you don't see it. As the chlorophyll dies off towards, autumn, or some people call it fall, you can see that they're in there. So, so greens are actually great for your carotenoids, to make your vitamin A from. So that's rather splendid. Let's go back here and let's turn him back on. Boom. Okay. Dragonfist, I've heard white sugar is not vegan. It mostly is nowadays. You may find stuff that's refined using bone char, but I think it's unusual now. I don't think that's usually an issue. But don't eat it anyway, because again, it's the #1 dietary contributor towards Alzheimer's, according to Dean and Aisha Sherzai, who are well clued up on such things. Sarah, vegan countdown is getting closer. Is it 38 days now or 37? I've forgotten. Ricky, I'm not quite sure how often to take B12 supplements. If you're under age 65 and you're doing them daily, you can do like 50 micrograms minimum daily. Or if you're doing them once a week, you can do 2,500 micrograms once a week as a bolus dose. If you're over age 65, I think the requirement is then something like 1,000 micrograms per day, and there's no other way around that. You need to be doing them daily. According to Dr. Greger, I'm not saying he's infallible, but that's where I get most of my info from. Thanks, Michael. It's good to be appreciated. I'm not sure what Aoife's talking about. Oh, it's your name, isn't it? Right. You're just giving me a pronunciation guide. Tiki Migler, I meant to welcome you to the Herbivore Army, but I've got a feeling you're already a member and this is a glitch from Streamlabs. But just in case, welcome to the Herbivore Army. We really appreciate your support. Dragonfist, have you seen Vegan Dishonesty by Larkin Rose? You could easily debunk the video. No, I don't know who the hell that is. But I'm willing to take a look. Or mostly, go for larger channels to respond to just to make it worthwhile in terms of video views. But maybe they are a larger channel. Larkin Rose, 56k, so pretty substantial. Oh, so he's not he's not really normally talking about veganism. Then he's keyboard lessons. Why keyboard lessons? What? Yeah, I don't know if that's the right Larkin Rose. He seems to be more of a keyboard lessons one. If I got the wrong one there. Goji Man, alright Treacle. If you guys are not subscribed to Goji Man, I'm going to come around there and I'm going to kick your heads in. I probably won't because I'm vegan, but just imagine that I would and subscribe to him quickly because he's really good stuff. How are you doing, Simon? Hope you're well, my friend. Fighting for animals in the hizzy. Aoife, I'm a newbie vegan since April. Nice. I take multivitamin daily of 2.5 micrograms. Is that enough? Loving your videos. Okay. Thank you so much. No. So the requirement is something around that, but that's how much we need to absorb, I believe. But it's not very absorbable is the problem. So normally we go in at least about 50 so that we get enough. So, yeah, that don't sound right. Goji, man, do you have any perspective on that? Is there anything you can weigh in on? Have I got that wrong, or is that, like, woefully inadequate by the sounds of it? I don't know why they'd make a pill like that, though, which is why I'm just double-guessing myself. That seems weird. But to be honest, Aoife, I don't really recommend multis because if you look at the data, according to, like, meta-analysis, most studies find no benefit. Like, a couple of studies tend to find benefits, but a great deal of studies actually find detriments to like synthetic multivitamins and multiminerals. And if you're eating a healthy diet, which is where you should be getting your nutrition from, most of them are unnecessary. You know, you don't want to be megadosing things like calcium, and you can get plenty from like, you know, just your real food, like your leafies and all kind of stuff like that. So I would urge you, Aoife, to just make sure you're eating at least the majority of your calories, preferably the entirety, but at least the majority of your calories from legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, some nuts and seeds, particularly ground flax, ground chia, hemp hearts, walnuts for the omega-3, herbs and spices. Smash all that in. Most nutrients look after themselves. You can use the Chronometer app, which I showed earlier. Let's just get that back up again. I'll turn this music off for a second because that interferes. Full screen capture. So yeah, you just type. So this is Chronometer, Chrono. Let me bring this over here. Chronometer, Chronometer or Chronometer, and then you add your foods there. And here you can see, you know, this is a diet of predominantly whole plant foods. There's a little soya milk in this particular one, but can you see all the vitamins and minerals? So here's your fats, omega-3. For a female, 2.2 grams maybe nearer the sort of requirement according to Becoming Vegan by Davis and Molina, which are two very well-respected vegan dietitians. Omega-6. I don't worry too much about omega-6, but if you wanted that high, just eat a bit more other nuts and seeds that are not ground flax and ground chia. Protein, there's 77 grams there just from real foods. You need about 46 on average for a female. You can see all the these are all the essential amino acids. They're all at least at 100%. Well, they're nearly double that at least, most of them, or more. B vitamins, B12 we need to supplement. So yeah, do supplement B12. Choline's a weird one. I like to go in at about 300, but the science is a bit unclear. Some people may need more, particularly if pregnant. I would go nearer maybe the 500 for that, which is the sort of recommended. We don't have like a proper RDA. We have like adequate intake sort of score type thing for that. The science isn't really there. So I don't worry that reckons it's a bit low. But I personally wouldn't be concerned unless someone was pregnant, and it can be like neural tube defects in the baby. So at that time, it's more like conditionally essential, like you need adequate methionine, B12, folate. Well, if those are inadequate, I think the choline's the least of your worries. Like B12, like is pretty, well, they're all essential, but if you're low enough B12 for long enough, you know, it's dementia, like paralysis and death. So yeah, but if they're high enough, then we make a lot of our own choline is the point. It's kind of more like conditionally essential, I think. Maybe we do need to make, you know, to have some in the diet. But if you're eating a lot of legumes, whole grains, some of the brassicas, like, you know, like your cruciferous vegetables, you know, they are pretty good for choline. And you can see all the other B vitamins, folate, more than double the RDA. Vitamin A is at 2,400%. I mean, again, it's really the retinol activity equivalent you're looking for, so you want that to be 700 micrograms for a female. Vitamin C, nearly 700%. Vitamin E, 113%. Vitamin K, 792%. And there's all your minerals. They're all well and truly covered. And that's just with a small amount of whole plant foods. So really, we should be getting our nutrients from there. You know, they're not synthetic. They're in sort of the right amounts to all support each other, as Mother Nature intended. When we start shotgunning like individual nutrients, you know, I don't think we're clever enough to it's like we're intelligent to know that they're needed and how to make them, but we're not wise to know like how to deploy them in the right ratios. And like Mother Nature already had it all sorted for us. So why we say whole plant foods, the most far removed thing from a whole plant food is like a synthetic, like ascorbic acid, like, you know, pharmaceutical grade vitamin C, or if you bung in a load of calcium and it's all in one go, we're meant to get it slowly throughout the day. Bung it in one go, people have like, it triggers like angina attacks and stuff. You know, it's not good. I think it can trigger heart attacks and all sorts. I wouldn't be messing with artificial nutrients like that if possible. So yeah, try to get the majority of your nutrients from whole foods. Yes, B12. Yeah, we need to supplement that. D3 in the winter months if we're not getting sun. Bit of seaweed for the iodine. Balance your omega-3 and 6. So take in some ground flax, ground chia. Have the other nuts and seeds. You know, you want about 3 or 4 times the amount of 6 to 3, but you don't want it more than that. But you want them in that kind of a balance. And in that way, you've got adequate short-chain omega-3, short-chain omega-6. We should be able to make our own long-chain versions from those if they're in those ratios. If not, the elongase enzyme required can get used up in elongating the omega-6. But some people, you know, are poor converters, or maybe they've got a genetic defect and they can't elongate for themselves. So in a very rare instance, you do need some direct DHA. So for me personally, I put in a supplement just as a safeguard. But, you know, that's up to you, really. And thanks for your kind words, Aoife. I really appreciate you. If anyone's interested in supplements, B12, D3, DHA, link below. My favourite brand is called Vivo Life, and I'm a brand ambassador, so you can get 10% off with my discount code if you want to. Other vitamins, you know, other brands are available. I just think that they're very efficacious. They've got great sustainability mindedness, and you know they third-party test for over 500 different contaminants, including like the heavy metals and stuff. They just really, you know, they just they do all the stuff. They do it properly, and they're really good people. Sarah Foy, when will we know about the new business /is announced? Oh, she'll just be gobbing off about it everywhere. I'm so excited. You will know, don't worry. Stain, I wanted to go to vegan camp out, but I have to go into quarantine for 5 days. Oh, what? Oh, you would have to. Damn it.
Come anyway.
Yeah, come anyway. Fighting for animals, go to you, man. I freaking love your videos. I'll recommend your videos. Yep, they're very good. Mooncat, Benevo is good. My dogs eat it. V-Dog tasted better for human consumption. When I tried it, it tastes like Ryvita. Very good. Oh, super chat. Vegan Mooncat very generously donated £5 Great British pounds. What a beautiful man. He's been helping me with my tech issues all afternoon. He's so nice. I was told by a career carnist that red socks are not vegan as this is the colour of blood. Can you confirm this, Paul? I don't want to switch to white. I think we would have to find out by smashing said carnist into oblivion and just seeing what colour comes out of them. So I'm happy to arrange that. And I'm not even joking. VegMet Codbod's been a member since forever. Shut up, you stupid Streamlabs.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Yeah, well, I turn it off and on every bloody day, twice a day.
That's true. Dragon Fist, is it non-vegan to donate money to someone that will use that money to buy vegan products?
If you know for a fact they're going to, I suppose that's sort of different, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. It's sort of a bit of a grey area, isn't it? Like you're donating money. But yeah, if they specifically say, yeah, I want to buy beef, say they're starving, I would say, well, you can buy beans and rice. I'll buy the beans and rice for you. And then you eat that. So I would do that way. So yeah, it doesn't seem very vegan. But then, like, is it a vegan to let a fellow human starve to death? Well, I suppose it's their fault if they're a picky eater and they just want to eat dead bodies when you're offering them the chance to eat grains and legumes. So I'm going to say, I'm not sure, but it doesn't feel vegan. What do you guys say? Jack the Gamer, how is retinol active to equivalent 500%, but vitamin A is 2.4k thousand? I think there's something wrong there. Yeah, it's sort of looking at the retinol as it's wrong. That's wrong, basically. It's not retinol. It's like the total from all the... Because there is no retinol in a vegan diet. So it's carotenoids that it's adding up. So yeah, that's a bit silly. Angry Vegan, is date sugar a healthy alternative to cane sugar? So date sugar is dates that have been superheated and pulverized, so you've got the fiber attached to the sugar. So yeah, that is a healthy alternative. It doesn't work very well. It doesn't dissolve because of the fiber. You can put it in like baked goods. It's not all that sweet, in all honesty, but it's all right. I mean, it's a lot healthier, and it can work okay if you use enough of it in like a Whole Foods dessert or something. Jack the Gamer, what about smoothies? Fruit in a blender, is it considered free sugar too, like juice? No, I don't know if it's because, I don't know how well it like cleaves them from each other, but certainly I think there's something to do with the consistency because it's thick, so it takes longer to clear from the stomach. I think this is how it works. So it takes this like drip feed in it rather than getting it all in one go like it would with, say, like a liquid, like sort of full of sugar. So yeah, that seems to be fine according to the data, I believe. Yeah, that's not an issue, but juice would be. Nathan, do you still train in MMA? No, not for a long time. I just feel like physique is just a better use of me. When was the last time? Just before I started training with the Mr. Universe guy, Barney Duplessis. So that would have been 2015. So 6 years. Not for 6 years have I done any martial arts training. I'm just not drawn to it anymore. I just don't feel like I need it. If that makes sense. Eliza, are there any good alternatives to sugar for coffee? No, not really. You know, I used to use stevia, but there's supposedly some potential downsides to stevia, according to some studies. Dr. Greger says, like, erythritol, I think, seems to be healthful. But, you know, it seems to be healthful at this stage. Later on down the track, like, will studies come out about that and show there's some detriment? So I would rather not risk it. And in all honesty, teas and coffees, I kicked sugar years and years and years ago from teas and coffees. And I just, over the course of a few weeks, I used to have 2 sugars. So the next week I had 1.5 sugars. The next week I had 1 sugar. The next week I had half a sugar. And very quickly I lost the taste for it. And if someone put sugar in my tea or coffee, I'd spit it out and think it tasted horrible. So it don't take long to get off it, in all honesty. That is the right Larkin Rose. Yeah, I don't think I'd probably respond to him just because he's not really a sort of figure in the whole vegan sort of sphere by the looks of him. Goji Man, all good Tar. How are you guys? We're amazeballs. We're excited to get our video course released. Hopefully, what? Friday, you think?
I hope Friday, yeah.
It's so much work. We're so fed up with it. Trying all the back end stuff.
Yeah.
Your lovely wife has been a godsend doing all the layout for the PDF. So we're very grateful to young Emma.
Brilliant.
Yeah, she's the best one. A Disibio, favourite potato chips, brackets. Sorry, do you call them parentheses? American chips. None of them. Kale chips. Homemade kale chips with no oil. Angel, what are your thoughts on people who take tablets that are meant to make you lose weight rather than just eating a plant-based diet and doing a bit of exercise? They're BS. They really are BS. I mean, there's a couple of bodybuilding type, drugs, basically clenbuterol, ephedrine or ephedrine hydrochloride, T3s, T4s, like thyroid hormones. They're the only things that actually really work, and they're horrible for you. They just mess up your hormones and mess up your sleep and mess up your life. And I got addicted to ephedrine. Being a doorman, having to stay up all night sometimes, I got addicted to these basically kind of amphetamines, really. And I was in a mess. I really hate them. But they're the only ones really that particularly work, I think. I think you got some like fat blockers or whatever, haven't you? Which means like you excrete some of the fats you eat. I don't know how well they work, but they sound horrible. And I just think, if you're eating a healthy diet, and we should be exercising anyway for our well-being, so we need to do that anyway. If we eat healthy food, if we just eat healthy food, it tastes delicious. So it's not, maybe the first 2 or 3 weeks, if you eat a horrible diet now full of sugar and salt and fatty, badness, maybe it won't taste so great. But within 3 weeks, anyone could do something for 2 or 3 weeks. Just eat whole foods. They taste great. And you feel amazing, and you prevent most disease. And you can lose as much weight as you want, but healthfully. Race Lever is in the house. Good to see you. What is a vegan? Someone who doesn't abuse animals unnecessarily, just for the sake of their taste buds, etc. So basically, a good person. I don't even know if a vegan is a good person. They're just not a bad person, unnecessarily. I like that when people say, if you're a vegan, you save this many animals. If you're a vegan, you don't save any animals. You just don't murder them anymore. You're just not, contributing to murder. But it's not like you've saved them. If I don't force myself on, people sexually, does that mean that I've saved them from that? No. It's stupid. Isn't that stupid? If you think about it?
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah. So, I've saved a lot of people from that. Except for Gemma. Poor thing.
You can't say that.
Michael Jackson back in the hizzy. Saw you this morning. Oh, God.
You're never not streaming.
Yeah, I'm never not streaming if you think about it. Hang on, did I miss Mooncat's? I got lost again. Oh, no, I'm all right. Aoife, perfect, thank you. I'll get a B12 supplement and ditch the multivitamin. Nice, good for you. On a whole foods diet, and ditch the processed vegan food. Let's have a round of applause for Aoife, please. She is very good. She's got it up top, I'll tell you.
And come to our community on Facebook and share your meals on there.
Come to our community on Facebook, share your meals. I'll just post the link for you so we can all hang out and support each other. Hench Herbivore community. It's new. And it's where all the cool kids hang out. Boom. Mooncat. Hench Herbivore, do you have a recipe for garlic Kiev, maybe made from tofu? No, but that sounds like a delightful idea. Yeah, maybe we need to look into that, Gem.
Okay.
Wonder if there's a healthy way of making that. Dan, I'm going to do the same. Multivitamin out, D, B12, omega 3 in. Yeah, good for you. According to the data, it looks as though that's the best way to go, as far as we know to date, until any better data comes out. Joe Tro loves Fry Beatty. You would love Vegan Moon Cat's dog food recommendations. And Steph's in the house. Hi, Dollins. Very relative point in time. I love it when you say that. Ethan Beard. I'm studying biotechnology at the Uni of Manchester and I'm vegan in February. Congrats. Let's have a round of applause for Ethan. I was wondering how I can make sure I'm getting the right nutrition for my brain. Just basically, just make sure you're getting you need to get all your nutrients for your brain and your body because, you need both of them. So I recommend, I've not put the music back on. I recommend the Chronometer app. There it is in the top left. You plug your foods in and then it tells you your nutritional, your nutrition that you've eaten. And if you're short on anything, you can just do a little search like what foods have like more of that nutrient and just double down on them. Super easy. Supplement vitamin D in the winter months, B12, and consider a DHA. That's the important things. What you can do, Ethan, below this live stream is a link to my free online nutrition guide. And it's all the stuff I just said, plus a little bit more. But it's all there written for you, so you haven't got to worry about remembering it. It just tells you how to do it safely, basically. But it's not super difficult, don't worry. Zarelli, why does Sverige recommend eating brains to get vitamin D? Because he's a bonehead. Most omnivorous eaters get about 300 IUs of vitamin D per day. According to the best available evidence, nearer 2,000 may be optimal for most adults. I don't know that brains have got more vitamin D than flesh. Brain. Beef brains. 100 grams of beef brains, or cow's brains as we call them. Well, vitamin D is not listed, so there's a chance that they've not got it on record, but it looks as though they've got all the other vitamins are on there. So I've got a feeling that it's not got any, potentially. Let's just try another type of poor brain. Lamb's brains, pork brains. 100 grams. No vitamin D apparently in lamb or beef brains. What? Beef brains. Cow's brains, isn't it? It's not beef, is it? Pork brains. So pig's brains. No vitamin D according to Chronometer. So maybe I doubt that all three of those are wrong. So I've got to think that young Sverige is wrong. And considering he's been wrong about absolutely everything else he's ever said, I would not be in the least bit surprised, if I'm honest. I don't like to talk badly, but there it is. Cassie's in the house. Hello, beautiful vegans. Hello to you. Sebastian, I have a take on that scenario. If I had to let my non-vegan partner know that if she wants to give me money to buy animal products, I wouldn't use my own money to support her choice to eat animals. Yeah. Agreed. Dragon Fist. Is it healthy to eat sweet coconut condensed milk? I doubt it. I don't really know what that is, but I've got to think that there will be free long and very long chain triglycerides, which contribute to heart disease, like our #1 killer. They raise serum LDL, which is the only critical risk factor. And sweet, like, how has it been sweetened? Is it just from the water? I've not heard of coconut condensed milk, so I don't really know. But yeah, it's going to have free sugars anyway, isn't it? So even if it is just from the coconut, those sugars are free because it's from the water, like the juice, if you like. So I think that would be unhealthy on sort of 2 counts there, like free sugars and long chain fatty acids. Michael Enns, is there a way or place to get your dates relatively cheap? Yeah, bulk buy online is great. WholeFoodsOnline.com, Gemma?
Buy Whole Foods online.
Buy, B-U-Y, buy WholeFoodsOnline.com. Yeah, get them in like 10 kilo like boxes. Gal, are you worried that industrialised agriculture will eventually result in a lot of food void or severely lacking micronutrients, vegan or non-vegan, like watery, tasteless Monsanto vegetables? I think there's a potential for that, certainly. But I also think that we could find a way. I think we're resourceful. And, hopefully by the time that sort of thing's happening, we'll be a mostly vegan world anyway. And, I think we'll find a way, to be honest. But certainly there may be certain suppliers in the interim who are not great. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
More reason to eat whole foods.
Yeah, more reason to eat more whole foods. Dragonfish. Logan Rose claims veganism goes against some of his moral principles. What, like that it's good to hurt animals? He sounds like a complete bellend. I'll tell you what, like it's easy as the oppressor to say like, oh, there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing, but for some reason they never want to swap places with their victims. And I would guarantee instant enlightenment, and that can be arranged for him if he likes, so he can learn how completely imbecilic he's being, if that's a word. Riggy, do you supplement D3? Hell yes. Yeah, I use the Vivo Life sublingual tincture. It's got K2 as well, which helps absorption. Not that you probably need K2 if you're eating plenty of K1, unless you've had a course of antibiotics and you've not got enough bacteria to make the K1 into K2 for you. But I get it for free, so I just use that one. Don't worry about it. It's a very good quality supplement though. Jennifer's in the Hangout. Good to see you. Omar, would you eat lab-grown meat? No, on grounds of being grossed out and health. But I'm glad it exists, or I'm glad it will be existing, because it's going to save animals. That's it, Jack. Am I miles behind? I feel like that was a very old comment. Should I skip forwards in the chat? No, I'm not that far behind, am I? Michael Askew, will Gemma's Arm of Truth make an appearance tonight? Possibly. I cannot say for sure. Bloody hell, you took that up. Right, I'm just looking for questions so I don't get too far behind. I'm not ignoring people. I'm reading all your comments. Michael Enns, Beam just asked for permission to get in the Facebook group. Hopefully you guys are going to like my recipe ideas. It's good. Always good to get more recipe ideas. Thank you. King Dale Clark, who do you prefer, Joey Carbstrong or Earthling Ed, and who does better activism? I think they're both really good in their own way, to be honest. I admire Joey's raw, like brutal honesty and passion, and then I enjoy Earthling Ed's. Just eloquence and like lack of ego and just calmness. I admire them both in different ways, and I don't know who does better activism. Really, you need stats, don't you, to answer that. I think they're both blinking brilliant. I think anyone who's standing up for animals, and risking ridicule and attack. However good they are at it, I think they are all equally deserving of admiration. I love it. Vitamin BS. Jack the Gamer, is it healthy to eat tahini and peanut butter? It's not optimal. You would be better off eating whole sesame seeds and whole peanuts. And I think on the scale of things, peanuts, which are a legume and not a nut, but nutritionally they're more like a nut. But they have a lot of sort of saturated fat relative to other nuts. I think like a bit of them is okay in the context of an otherwise whole foods plant-based diet. But because they're ground, like you get more calories from them for a start. You get about 20% more calories. So if weight maintenance is a thing, that's going to make that more difficult. And certainly you're going to absorb more of the mass of their nuts and seeds into your bloodstream. Like not so much of it is going to make it into their colon, from the small intestine to feed your gut microbiome. So it's not optimal. Like intact is always better. Like chickpeas, over hummus, or like wheat berries over like bread. Even if it's a whole grain bread, it's still been like pulverized, and it just changes the way it affects the body. Acts more like a sugar at that point. But again, in the context of an otherwise intact whole foods plant-based diet, I don't see a couple of tablespoons. I can't see that mattering too much on the grand scheme of things. It's not optimal, but like, does everything need to be absolutely optimal? You decide. What's your risk aversion? Good old Gomez. Good to see you, lovely Gomez Adams. Good work, Race Lever. King Dale Clark. What do you say to people who say Carb Strong is only vegan and does this for repentance to make up for his violent past? Will he become a new person, or is he wasting his time? I don't really know what that means. I mean, he is a new person. We're all new people. Every day we learn and grow. And he seems to be non-violent, and he's picking up for animals. And what are they saying? He's only doing it as repentance for his violent past. Well, what's wrong with that? Like, that's a great motivator. I'm the same. I used to delight in throwing people down staircases if they pissed me off in a nightclub. I used to delight in it, and now I'm just really, quite ashamed of it. And, I ate more animals than anyone. I thought it was necessary for me to eat as many as possible to get as big and strong as possible out of insecurity. I've since learned it's not, and it's like killing you. So, I'm trying to put back, and what's wrong with that? I think that's great. It gives me fuel. King Dale Clark. I recently watched a Goatus video where he speaks the truth on Joey Carbstrong. If you think that that man ever tells the truth, you're not the sort of person I want to deal with, because you're a complete imbecile. So, goodbye to you. Fucking mental. You can't believe it, can you? Thanks, Mooncat. I do know some fancy words. I can often be quite circumlocutory about it. Uncle Lou's Kitchen is in the hizzy. Subscribe to him and his wonderful recipes. Greetings, beautiful people. Right back at ya. Dragon Fist, is it vegan to save a meat eater's life? Definitely not. No, if they're dangling off a bridge and you walk past, definitely stamp on their fingers, or you're a bad person. No, I don't think it would be non-vegan to save a human, even if they were a meat-eating, horrendous person. Jonathan, do you have any advice in cutting salt out of food and making food taste good? Yeah, do it slowly. Take out a little bit of salt week by week. But add in more like herbs and spices. Make sure you're cooking with some really delicious tasting produce. And and you know, even if you do keep a little salt in, just don't use it for cooking, and just sprinkle a little bit on top of your food at the very end, so you get the most mileage out of it. But preferably cut it out altogether. I've all but cut added salt out. I mean, it's in some of my things I eat, like I eat a little bread and stuff most days. But yeah, I used to add loads to my food, and now I very rarely add any. Yeah, it's supposedly that's one of the biggest things we can do to extend our lives. So I think that's well worthwhile. Uncle Lou's Kitchen. You should do a poll. Would you eat lab grown meat? Okay, let's do a poll. Hashtag yes or hashtag no. Lab meat. Would you eat it? Go. Dragon Fist. Are you morally against lab grown meat? Not if no animals were harmed. No. Ignat, I've been arguing with some meat eaters in the comments of Vegan Deterioration's channel. I had some fun. They're really convinced that their diet won't clog their arteries. Yeah, they're very silly. It's quite sad, really, isn't it? The Best of Energy. Yeah, good name. My wife has just been diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Do you know if it's true iodine supplementation is bad and that soy products could worsen? Any tips? Yeah, Gemma, our soy products are meant to be goitrogenic.
Yeah, but again, if you eat a lot of them.
Right.
The doctor I saw, he said don't worry about goitrogens unless you're eating tons of raw goitrogens
Right.
and your iodine's low.
Right, so you shouldn't worry about that. You need some iodine for sure, but you want to keep it stable. And you want to be like regimented with it. Keep it at the same amount. So normally like 150 micrograms is like the RDA. So I would shoot for 150. What would be bad would be using seaweed to get your iodine. Normally I say like go for the whole food option. But seaweed has a massive variability for iodine, and it can be like a 6-fold difference. So you could easily be under like sometimes, or you could easily exceed the upper tolerable safe daily limit. So yeah, I would go with a supplement, 150 micrograms probably, but keep it at that.
It could benefit to have more than the RDA at first for a time to get your levels up if you've not been having it. If you've got Hashimoto's, I thought perhaps that might be good.
I don't know. I mean, what's the deal with hashies? It's more of an autoimmune thing, isn't it? Rather than... So it's not that you're hypo because you've not had enough. You know, it's that you've got like antibodies going on. Have you got any perspective on Hashi? Because Gemma has Hashimoto's.
Yeah. Where are you? Hello. Stress is really important, so cut that out. Anything stressful in your life, then that makes your nervous system, in fight or flight, and then that has a knock-on effect on all your hormones, and just you have total body dysregulation and stuff. So it's not just one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, just don't be stressed. No, it's really important if you have disease, and definitely hormone-related disease. Sleep enough, that's so important. If you can, or if she can, don't get up with an alarm for as long as possible, however many months or years you can, just whatever, just don't do it. Just let yourself wake up naturally so you've had enough sleep and you can do enough repairing and all that kind of...
So like meditation is going to be good, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
All that sort of good stuff.
I did loads of healing physically over the years, and then I started looking at mental health, and then that really helped speed up my healing even more. You could try an adaptogen, ashwagandha, maca, those kind of things. They're meant to help to regulate your hormone levels, whatever point they're at. So yeah, adaptogens. What else? What else have I learned?
You want to go too mad with exercise?
Yeah, I used to
So
burn out.
not like HIIT training or like loads of endurance.
Yeah, I used to do too much. I'd just go crazy one day if I felt like I was having a good energy day, and then I'd could suffer for days after. So if that applies to you, just be like consistent and kind to yourself. Dr. Gregor did a webinar about thyroid health, and he said black cumin seeds. Is it black cumin seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to grind it or buy pre-ground. There was a study that proved that helped thyroid levels to return to normal, whether they were low or up or down, wasn't it? It was meant to be the only sort of proven food thing you can have. I can't remember if it was half a teaspoon or a teaspoon a day. I think it was a teaspoon on an empty stomach. So I put mine in some water. Yeah, if you look on nutritionfacts.org, he has just started putting out videos about thyroid health, I believe. The stuff I saw in the webinar, he's now putting them out on individual videos, I think, on there. I think that's all my things.
She's off.
Yeah, I hope that's helpful.
Right, I'll turn the mic down now. Check. People were saying like you need to get closer to the mic, so I just turned the gain weight up. Maurizio, hi Hench, do you know a good replacement for coconut milk when making curries, for example? Cashew cream, cashew nuts and water blended up. Oh yeah, lab-grown meat for pet food. Yeah, that would be good. Ricky, what kind of dressing do you enjoy on salads? I enjoy homemade tahini dressing. Yeah, tahini by and large. Bit of like lemon or apple cider vinegar for the acid. Sometimes a bit of mustard, bit of nooch potentially. Yeah, those kind of things. Maybe a date for a little bit of sweetness. Timmy Thistle, are microwaves safe? Yes. Do you use the microwave? Yes. There was some right bro science in the 70s that microwaves like nuke your food and then like this rearranges like the cells and your body doesn't recognize it as real food. But that turned out to be complete BS. And in fact, microwaves retain more nutrients oftentimes for many like vegetables and things like carrots and tomatoes spring to mind. You actually get more antioxidant action from cooking in a microwave versus eating them raw. And more than any other cooking method. Where the hell was I? Oh yeah, here we are. Elliot, so is peanut butter, there's 100% peanuts different from eating roasted peanuts? Yeah, I think butters and like tahini and stuff is usually from roasted produce as well. I think you can get unroasted ones, so you have to look out for that. It's just bad when you roast, like when you do high heat cooking methods on proteins and fats, you create advanced glycation end products which accelerate the aging process, known as like gerontotoxins, and they just do that throughout all the tissues of your body, so they're aging you faster. AGE, advanced glycation end products. AGEs age you, so that's quite easy to remember. So yeah, that's not optimal. Lolly's in the house. You did manage to catch the end of us. We're going to go for another about 15 minutes or so. So you got a little time. Thank you, Dan. You're very kind. Different opinions on the old lab meat. Jack, how to get enough iodine? Is iodized salt enough? I got nori sheets and it tastes disgusting. Try roasting them or getting roasted ones. They don't tend to be so fishy. Yeah, iodized salt, but the extra sodium is probably doing more harm than good, than you're getting good from the iodine. So I would recommend like seaweeds. You only need like a teaspoon of dulse or arame flakes or 1 1/8 of a teaspoon of wakame. And you can hide that in your cooking or in a fruit smoothie. You wouldn't even taste it. I think that's optimal unless you've got a thyroid disease, in which case I would say go for a supplement, 150 micrograms. Rebel without a coat. I thought sodium was necessary. You thought right, but we only need like a smallish amount, and over about 1,500 milligrams seems to do harm. It's the dose that makes the poison. Subhan, if a lion was going to kill 2 dogs, is it ethical to kill the lion and eat it? I don't think it's ever ethical to kill, and that sounds like an excuse. And it wouldn't be vegan to eat a lion. Good work, nostalgic vegan. Sarah, Joey isn't just making up for his past, he's a changed person now that makes ethical choices and making up for the past, just an extra motivator. Yeah, he's just living his living in line with his higher self, isn't he? Like, which I think most people do when they go vegan. Like, how many of us want to hurt an animal unnecessarily? Unknown error. What's your favourite vegan meal? You can pick only one. Masala dosa with sambar. It's an Indian crepe with a spicy lentil soup. It's the best. Louise, hi Hench, do you ever use nutritional yeast? I'm never not using it. And what's your opinion? I love it. It's 50% protein, by the way. It's chock full of B vitamins, except for B12, unless it's been fortified with B12. But I say get your B12 from a supplement to be sure that you're getting adequate. You really should be taking that on an empty stomach. It's single-celled mushrooms is what it is. It's a fungi, and it's got the beta-glucans, like the sort of structure of it, the sort of fibre there is known as beta-glucans, and they are really protective of the immune system. Yeah, I think it's great stuff. And I normally have a couple of tablespoons daily at some point. Sicky Mikla. Hench, I think the subscriber message pops up when the subscription auto renews while you're on stream. That's that makes sense. That makes sense. That's good to know. Cassie, I bet he's going to say masala dosa. You bet correctly. You know me so well. I'm flattered. Elliot, if I considered it more ethical than what I would otherwise eat, resulting in fewer incidental deaths on average than growing the legumes that I buy, for example. I'm lost, but that sounds like a very intelligent thing you've written there. Scott Johnston, good to see you, brother. Sergeant Johnston. Anyone here know any good recommendations for low salt hot sauces? No, I'm afraid. I love hot sauce, but they always say high in salt. Aren't they just? Yeah, I've got no clue. I don't know if you can Google it. Yeah, it's not something I've ever looked at. But that would be good, wouldn't it? I mean, I guess you can make your own with chilies and like vinegar and stuff. So that might be a way to go. You got to think there would be a low sodium one though for people, because it's something people worry about, isn't it? I might have a look later on. It's interesting. Starminus is in the house. I'm kind of confused about the whole CBD products. Okay, since it's not common, never seen it advertised outside the internet. What the hell are those? They are compounds. So this Honest Hemp one is like, I think it's a full spectrum. It's certainly got the terpenes, and it's got like different compounds. I don't think, I get a bit confused because you get pure cannabidiol, and then you can get like other cannabinoids. And I think there's about 110 that we've discovered so far in the cannabis plant. And they work as like anxiolytics, where the THC makes you paranoid. the CBD or the cannabinoids in general help to balance that, and they're anxiolytic. They're very powerful anti-inflammatory, so they work on the brain, so they lower like anxiety, depression, that sort of thing. Oh, Aoife, welcome to the Herbivore Army. Thank you so much, and that's really kind of you to join and to offer us your monthly support. We really appreciate you, my darling. Thank you. That old bugle's going to go off again in a minute, and then I'll have to salute again. I should just wait a second. CBD oil. Yeah, I love it. For me, it's mostly an anxiolytic. It keeps me calm. I was never one for like broadcast public speaking, anything like that, putting myself out there. I would be, too self-conscious and awkward. But CBD helps me to get through that. It helps chill me out, like of an evening, because I'm just trying to turn the world vegan and I'm constantly creating and, my mind's on the go. I'm thinking I want to post here and then make this video and then do this and that. And it just helps me to calm down and relax. It's a sleep aid. It's good for exercise recovery, pain throughout the body. One of my clients, one of my former PT clients, was a cancer survivor. And she said that it was the only thing that got her through her treatment because she was in agony, if not. So, it's really good stuff. It's not like a panacea. It doesn't work for everyone in every circumstance, but it is very good, and it often does work for people, for these things I mentioned. So, link below to Honest Hemp, and there's discount codes, 30% off your first order and 15% off subsequent orders. And already at the start of COVID, they lowered their prices by nearly half. So they're actually very affordable now, which historically CBD was like an expensive hobby. Not for me. I get it for free, and I've been on it 2 years on like the maximum dose, and I can't speak highly enough. I really love it. Best of energy. Oh, Vegan Mooncat very kindly donated £2.33. Is that an activation code? I think it's the Mooncat activation code, is it? Tell me if I've got that wrong. Hello, I'm Vegan Mooncat. I like to support my friend Paul because he's good people. Yep. You and Gemma are wonderful people. Well, you're pretty blinking wonderful. You keep doing super chats and you've not even got a job at the minute. You're going to be eating.
Tell everybody he's not got a job.
Yeah, he's a goddamn bum. He has got a job. He's my tech support. So basically, he's busier now than he was previously. Oh, Mooncat, thank you so much, you wonderful person. Bless you. Really appreciate you. Where was I? Oh, best of energy. Thanks. We already do 150 micrograms iodine from potassium iodide. Just that some literature suggests like iodine deficiencies linked with lower Hashimoto, but it's not ideal. I think you're a partner for our tips too. You're very welcome, my friend. I hope you get some respite. I mean, you've come a long way, haven't you, Jem?
Oh yeah, I'm on like a third of the medication, and I feel great like a huge percentage of the time. I don't know if they heard that.
I think they did. Tell me if you didn't hear that, but I think you probably did. The old peak meter was picking you up anyway. Whatever that's called. What is that called? Answers on a postcard. Toffee Girl, welcome back. Do you recommend a blood test for vegans? I mean, if you're eating a healthy diet and you're taking your supplements, you probably don't need to. I ran a couple when I first went vegan just to see how it was going. And both times, all my nutrients were bang at the top of the range, save for B12, which was sky high. But that's because I just taken my supplement, and it's water soluble anyway, so it's not something to be concerned about. But yeah, like maybe when you first go vegan, particularly if you're not eating mostly or entirely whole plant foods, like you may well have some deficiencies. So Yeah, I mean you can do. It's good to be sure, I suppose. But really, if someone is eating a whole foods diet and they're taking a couple of supplements, I would be more concerned about an omnivorous eater, because on average, like, vegetables have 4 times more nutrients than meat does. So I think you'd be more likely to be nutrient deficient as a non-vegan, depending on how good a quality because you can eat a crappy vegan diet as well if it's not like whole foods. Dragon Fist. I've been called an animal abuser by a dozen of my vegan friends because I have batteries in my TV remotes. Do you agree with them? No, I do not. They don't sound like good friends. And do they not have any technology? Like, I doubt that that's true. Hugo Carpenter, hey Hench, I've recently gone plant-based, and every time I get to the grocery store I feel completely lost. I would love it if you do a grocery haul video. I'm sure others would too. I've done a few already, Hugo Carpenter. So just on my channel, just on the homepage, just in the little search, just type grocery haul or whatever, food haul. Actually, there's a playlist. There's a whole playlist of vegan food haul videos. So already done for you. So check them out and enjoy. And thank you for your kind words and welcome. I think you might be a lumberjack, and that's okay. You sleep all night and you work all day, etc. If you're not a Monty Python fan, you might not get that. And Vegan Mooncat may now burst into song singing about wear suspenders in a bra, just like my dear mama. But it's not weird, he's just quoted Monty Python. And he is a cross-dresser. I shouldn't say that, he's not going to help me anymore now, is he? Where was I? It's already, the whole world isn't going to go vegan, so lab-grown meat will be the... Well, not with that attitude. Savan. Okay, there's 2 dogs going into 1 lion. I'm sorry, I can't be asked to even think about that. Apes are omnivores, if I'm correct. Apes are frugivores. If you look at... what's his name? The guy who invented the whole shebang, Carl Linnaeus. Swedish botanist. He invented the modern system of taxonomy. I would imagine he put all apes as frugivores. By way of anatomy, he was looking at anatomy. And humans, he noted as frugivores, as fruit eaters. Modern analysis of dentition, the fact that we've had many upgrades to our amylase, that we produce far more than other apes, now suggests, according to biological anthropologists, maybe now we're more starch eaters, or we have got adaptations to make us suitable to starch. But, so the man who invented the whole thing of carnivore, omnivore, herbivore, he labels us as frugivore, like a subset of herbivore. Yeah, everyone says we're omnivores. So you've got obligate omnivores, like animals that must eat meat in order to survive. We're not one of them. And then you've got facultative, like animals that choose to eat it but don't need to. So, yeah, that's us. And I think, and there's other apes as well. If you look at our anatomy, there's nothing that says flesh eating about us. Nothing at all. Selma's in the house. Lovely, Selma. Hi, Gemma. Nice to see you. How dare you? Where's my hello? That's what I want to know, Selma. Why are you order? Lovely to hear your voice today, Selma, and can't wait to see you guys. It's been far too freaking long. I enjoyed touching base with you guys so much today. That was lovely. I sort of cut you off as I signed off. I really felt horrible. I really felt horrible. Zarelli, but the world isn't going to go vegan. We have to be... Stop saying it! You naughty boy. I mean, if the meat is lab grown, then it's not from an animal. And I believe... So, some good friends of mine put me on to Dr. Rao, R-A-O. Forgot his first name. I think he's an Indian fellow. And he says... Like we're all vegans. Like in our heart, we're all vegans. Like hands up, who wants to hurt an animal unnecessarily? No one will put their hand up. He says we are already vegan, but we've just kind of lost our way and we've been sold a load of BS that it is normal, natural, and necessary to eat animals. It's not. There's nothing in animals that we can't get elsewhere. And the more animals we eat, the quicker we succumb to the diseases of affluence that, kill most of us, that most of us will be sort of debilitated from at some point. And I think we are all vegans in our hearts, except for Sverige, who's a complete a-hole, and there's just no hope for him because I guess he was made to suffer when he was young. And so, not to be nasty, I feel sorry for the bloke, or perhaps, just psychologically, some people are sociopaths or psychopaths, like it's just the way they're wired, so they can't help it. So I don't like to be unkind, but any normal thinking person, if you had a room of normally wired people and you say, hands up who wants to like kick this animal around, like no one would do it. Like we don't like to see suffering. So I think the whole world almost is vegan, but a lot of us are not living in line with our true selves. And it hurts us. It hurts us spiritually. It's why people are so... you just happen to say you're vegan, and immediately people say, "Oh, I don't eat much meat. I don't eat much meat." Like, I don't murder like many people. Like, that's fine. Like, why have you got to say that if you're okay with it? Obviously, they're not okay with it, and they feel bad deep down. Like it's weighing on their souls, and that's why they come up with such bullshit, crazy, nonsense excuses that you'd never say under any other circumstances. Oh, like plants though. Plants feel pain. I don't like to swear on my live streams, but fuck off. You would never say anything that stupid under any other circumstances. So you're obviously very, it's that cognitive dissonance, isn't it? It's that uncomfortable feeling of, I would never hurt an animal unnecessarily. However, that vegan over there is looking pretty big and ripped and healthy, and like he must be wrong because I'm a good person. I would never, they're all a hero of our own story. So then that's where all this bullshit justification comes up, isn't it? Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Good old masala dosa. Zarelli, I'm pescatarian and will likely stay pescatarian. Why? Why are you not hurting land animals? And what is it about sea animals that you feel okay hurting them? What is it, Zarelli? Let's have it out once and for all, because you seem like a good person to me. I've got a feeling that you're a nice person. So why are you hurting sea animals? Do you think there's something in their dead bodies that we need to eat in order to be healthful? Good for you, Angel. And I've never noticed nutritional yeast bloating me. I think that's some BS anecdotal stuff. Apes are omnivores and so are opportunistic hunters. I think that most like apes and chimps and etc. primates. I think they eat fruit, and if there's not adequate fruit available, like certain like apes, like chimps will hunt. But if there's an abundance of fruit, they just eat the fruit. That's my understanding, anyway. I mean, I'm no primatologist, so don't quote me. But yeah, I don't think they eat much in the way of animals if they can help it. Why would they? Like, they're not set up for it anatomically. You know, it's not going to taste nice relative to sweet fruit, is it? Like just a raw corpse. That don't make sense to me. So really, but apes will eat meat if necessary. I read that as a justification for you eating meat, and I'm going to say, like, I was going to say, are you a non-human like ape? But then I think you may be just saying, like, if there's not enough fruit, like, they'll eat it, and that is true. Yeah, I can't argue with that. At least that's my understanding. So, really, humans are an offshoot from apes or chimpanzees. Yeah, I think we are like we do have apes in our ancestry. I don't think we have chimps in our ancestry because, like, why did some of us change and others not? So that don't make sense to me. We share very much DNA with chimps. I think we share slightly more DNA with bonobos than chimps, though. But I don't think we're descended from them either. From my understanding of evolution, it's a different like branch. But similar, you know, it's very similar anatomy. Give peace a chance. Can you put a link in for the lobster amendment in the chat? I don't have Instagram. I think that link would have gone now. Where did I get sent that? I've lost the link now. You may just want to Google Animal Welfare Act. It's basically going through the House of Commons now, so it'll be like the newest one. Hopefully you can find like the organisation through that. I'm not sure where I'd find it now. I would have to email someone and wait for them to get back, and I don't think that's going to happen in... Oh, I've gone over time. I'm enjoying my stream so much I forgot to come off. Bloody hell. Yeah, I better go because we need to get our evening walk in. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let's have a quick look in case there's anything important. So really, the hard thing for me is I was born a pescatarian and have been my whole life. I ate more animals than anyone my whole adult life up to the age of 38. But I can change, and I think you're probably a better person than me. So I believe that you can probably do it if you really, really tried. Thanks, moderators, for keeping us troll-free. Thanks for the super chats, keeping the beans on my toast, the wolves from the door, and the cameras rolling. Our cookbooks are currently $4.99. They are going to go up in price soon, I swear. So get them while they're hot. Virtuous vegan desserts. And where do you get your protein? Vegan Mooncat has... you're welcome, Zerati. Vegan Mooncat has kindly donated at the 11th hour. He's flirting with me. That exercising pair is flirting with me. Hey, you lovely man. You look after us. We really appreciate you, Mooncat. What day is it? Wednesday? Yeah. I'm back tomorrow morning. Can you believe it? I'm back on in the morning. About 8 or 9 a.m., depending on how long it takes me to get my lazy ass up and do my 1 hour 11 Joe Dispenza meditation. Angel Cooper, thank you very much with the super chats. Bless you. Lovely lady. I really appreciate you guys. Do you know what I mean? If it's not for you guys, like me and Gemma cannot do this. And this is our life's mission. This is the reason we get out of bed, you know. I ate more animals than anyone. And by the time I die, I want to have saved exponentially more than I had put to death when I didn't know better. That would make me feel good. So thank you so much. Really appreciate you. What else do I normally have to say? Do subscribe if you're new here. We'd love you to become part of this wonderful community. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button, clicking the bell icon to be notified of new videos. Anything to add, Gem?
No, have a great day, week, everyone.
Yeah, have a great day, week.
I can't think what day it is.
Our video course, our online nutrition course, Ultimate Guide to Plant-Based Nutrition, is out soon. Maybe like a couple of days, Gem?
Yeah, I hope so.
So please check that out if you want to. It's everything that Gem and I know about nutrition and cooking and just optimizing yourself as a vegan and living your healthiest life, getting all your nutrients and just showing, you know, how we can be big and lean and healthy. So you check out our new course when it comes out. Stickers, Paul. Yeah, stickers me. I'm staying until I get one more stickers. No, people, this won't, and then it'll drag on forever. Thanks, guys. I think that's everything, is it? Back tomorrow. Back tomorrow, probably 8 or 9 a.m. I'll probably be on in the evening as well, to be fair, about 6 p.m. So keep an eye out for me. Bloody hell, Steph. You lovely lady. What are you like? Oh, that's so generous. $25 on the Super Chats. For the beans. I do need to get some more beans in. How kind. No question. She's just supporting her local neighbourhood vegan YouTuber out of the kindness of her heart. I love you guys so much. You make my life amazing. You're just helping me to live my purpose. And I could cry. You're the best people. Thank you. All right. I better go before I start blowing my eyes out. Dan. Dan kindly donated £3 Great British pounds. My hero. You lovely people. Tidor, would you take a drug test to prove the viewers? I took a drug test. Like if you type Hench Herbivore testosterone, you'll see it. But no one believes it because I'm twice as big and strong as Ballens who say we need to eat meat in order to be healthy. And so up theirs. Bye, guys.